AI just became the number one reason companies are giving for cutting jobs. Not restructuring, not market conditions, AI. I'm going to show you 4 headlines and a chart that all tell the same story. So Challenger Gray, they track layoffs and they reported a 25% jump in cuts from February to March. And for the first time, AI is the leading reason cited. So companies used to bury this. They called it restructuring, right-sizing, strategic realignment. Now they are writing AI into the press release. This means they're no longer embarrassed by it. They're proud of it. Meta has 70,000 employees, 160 billion in revenue, and they're laying off hundreds and shifting investment into AI. This isn't a company that can't afford to make payroll. Zuckerberg said earlier this year he expects AI to replace mid-level engineers entirely. And this week, he started following through. Now, when the most valuable social media company on earth starts replacing people with models, this isn't a warning shot. This is the strategy. Oracle, today is your last working day. No transition, no runway. You are done today. Oracle's not struggling. They just had one of their best quarters in years, and it's been driven by AI infrastructure demand. They're cutting people because the business is going well, not because it's going badly. Block, Jack Dorsey's company. Employees are reacting publicly because these layoffs feel like a betrayal. Block has been vocal about culture and values, and people are saying this doesn't match what we were told. Every company that has spent the last 5 years talking about culture as their competitive advantage is going to get seriously tested because AI gives every CFO an exit from headcount commitments that were made in a different era. Looking at this Challenger and Gray report, right? Let's take a big look at this image. Now look at this chart. January 2023 to March 2026, 3 years of announced job cuts. For most of 2023, 2024, seen relatively stable layoffs there. And the huge spike here is from Doge and the government efforts, where hundreds of thousands of jobs were cut. And now, if we look at March 2026, we're back to around 50,000. So on paper, that looks calm. But what's really changed is the reason, where AI is the number one reason that these jobs are now getting cut. So this brings me to Alex Bouaziz from Deel, who is hiring a Ghostbuster. So this is Deel's version of Doge, and this position is going to be using AI to internally audit his own company. It's going to identify redundancy. It's going to cut waste. It's going to help them run leaner. Think about what that means. So this is the CEO of one of the fastest growing HR and payroll companies in the world that sells infrastructure for other companies to hire people. And, they're publicly using AI to reduce their own headcount. So when hiring infrastructure companies start replacing their own people with AI, we're not in the early chapters of the story anymore. All right, so here's what I want you to take away from all this. These are profitable, growing companies making a permanent strategic choice to run leaner with AI, doing the work that humans used to do. The question for every founder watching is not whether AI is going to affect your team. It already has. The question is whether you are building for the world that existed 3 years ago or the one that exists now. The companies winning this transition are not the ones cutting the most people. They're the ones who know which jobs are inherently human and which ones need to be AI for a better customer experience. And, I got to say, deliver shareholder value here. I'm psyched because I just recorded an episode of Who We Hire podcast for launching April 7th with Amory Neal. And she's done some amazing work and now is getting hired by private equity firms and CEOs to help with the AI transformation and knowing exactly how to get people bought into doing that and make the process as human as possible. So I think some of these companies should have hired her to help implement some of this, and it would have been a better world. But feel free to follow the pod, Who We Hire, and excited to see you in the comments. Let me know what you think about AI and the workforce.